Welcome to the Midnight Matinee with your host and hostess, Robert and Angi Curtis.
Welcome, everybody, to the Midnight Matinee. Today is the, 14th?
No, 12th.
12th movie of our demonic possession movie marathon. It was Demon Within. And what are we doing? What are we doing with this?
I want to talk about what happened last night. We saw another demonic possession.
Oh. Yeah, the premiere of the new Ghost video was last night at midnight, so.
And the movie, they showed a priest who was demonically possessed, and then he became Papa 5!
Yeah. So there was it wasn't a priest, he was a friar.
Oh, a friar.
Yeah. Right.
What's the difference?
Well, in the hierarchy of the Catholic Church, you have like your friars, which are like your worker bee clergy, right? They make like wine and beer and stuff, and they live in the community, and they do stuff for the church. They're not like,
Anyway. So last night we saw the ascension of Ghost's fifth singer, or fifth lead.
Yeah, Papa 5.
Papa 5. And they also released a new video, Satanized, which was basically a friar confessing his sins. They talk about demonic possession in the song.
Yeah.
And then they proceed to exorcise him. And at the end, he becomes...
Papa 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Papa, what is it? Perpetua.
Perpetua, yeah.
Yeah.
We absolutely love the band Ghost. Can you tell?
Right.
Although I'm now one generation behind.
Now you have to make a new cosplay. That's all right, because my cosplay is 3 generations behind now.
Yeah.
So you're all right.
Every Halloween, he dons his Papa 2 garb from head to toe and scares small children while handing out candy.
I'll put a picture of me this Halloween right here. There it is. Yeah, I think the video was about the guy who is feeling like he's repressed, like he has these unclean thoughts, and he's trying to confess his sins, and the actual father just couldn't care less, really. He's like, yeah, you gotta do this, you gotta read Corinthians and get your act together, go make us some more wine, you know. And through the course of this, he's like, no, I'm really influenced by this, by the Satanized, he's having issues, and then they try multiple times to hold him down and exercise the thoughts he's having, and it doesn't work, and in the end he kind of flips end over end and then turns into Papa 5. So,
which looks like this.
Yeah.
It's really
the song
cool.
is really catchy. I liked it.
I like his new outfit because it's like black and like a deep purple.
Yeah, purple's my favorite color.
Yeah, mine too.
Everyone knows, so. So that was good for us. It was my favorite color, and it's one of my favorite bands. So
it was kind of cool because they had. I woke up Sunday morning to 3,500 people watching a billboard in Las Vegas that just said "V is coming."
Right.
And nothing else. And this went on until yesterday, or was it the night before? They talked about, no, it was the morning. Yeah. And they said, tonight is the night.
Well, I texted you, I told you that there was purple smoke coming out of the billboard, so she was all excited, like, what?
Which is kind of funny because when they pick a new pope, they let the little smoke out.
Right. Well, no, when the Council of Cardinals votes on who's going to be the new pope, right, they have their ballots. Then at the end of it, they cast their ballots into the fireplace, and then it burns, and then that's the smoke that everyone sees come out. And they're like, oh, they've selected the new pope, right? So it's kind of the same thing, that the billboard in Sin City had purple smoke coming out of it, so it was, they selected the new papa, I guess, but that's not how it works. We've known for almost a year that it was going to be this guy, and we just never saw him before.
No. Which is really cool because it's basically all these different variations of the same guy. He just plays different characters.
Yeah, it's the same artist that plays the Papa through all the iterations of it. It's Tobias Forge that plays that character, which I can understand his logic behind that, because it's basically satanic metal, and they're from Scandinavia, where that's more mainstream than it is in America. So if you create a persona that can go on stage and sing all that stuff, then you can still be you in the streets, and not have to get all the hate. He has that
anonymity or whatever.
Yeah, anonymity. Anonymous, anyway. So that way you can blend in and still go to, functions with your kids and not have people throw rocks at you or whatever.
What I thought was really cool is Tobias is really into, like, horror, too.
Yeah.
And so his album covers, like his very first album cover, I can never say it.
Infestus Your Mom.
No, I'm talking about, is that the one where he has the Salem lot on the cover?
Opus Eponymous.
Yes, where it looks like a variation of the Salem's Lot.
Yeah, that's
he has one where he does
ones.
like Nosferatu.
Yeah.
And a lot of that things.
Right.
So this guy's deep into horror just like we are.
Yeah.
And so we pick up those little references and whatnot.
So yeah, that's what we're excited to see. We have tickets to the upcoming concert here in St. Louis, so we'll be there.
My first ritual and your first ritual.
Yeah, so that'll be fun.
Lots of fun.
Yeah.
We didn't want to do it the prior time because it would have been August outside.
Oh, I know.
In St. Louis.
I really did want to go see them last time they were here, but they were playing at Riverport, which is like an outdoor venue, and it was in the first week of August. And it was like 110 that day or something like that. And I'm like, there's no way.
Well, and he wears that big...
I can't imagine wearing a latex or a silicone mask, and then all of the papal vestments and everyththing that he wears with the mitre. And
he's got the full hat, and he's out there like...
It's 110 degrees in St. Louis, and he's out there in the scalding sun. And that arena faces towards the south, too. So he's like in direct sunlight the entire... I feel so bad for Tobias.
Yeah, what were they thinking?
I don't know. That's just how it shook out, I guess.
Well, honey, do you think we should actually talk about what we're here
for?
You reel it back?
The demon within. You're going to take your helmet off so we can talk.
It is me!
Oh,
we got to talk about it for real.
Yeah, so this is an easy one for us to review, because it was probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life. And it was so bad, and you know how I will sit through bad movies I didn't finish watching this movie. That's how bad it was. Something else came up, and I had to leave, and when I came back, I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch Godzilla. I'm not even going to finish watching that terrible movie.
Well, I was out of town for a wedding, and I got back. I'm like, well, I'm a couple days behind now. So I literally went and started watching it. I think it was one of the ones that I had to watch that afternoon, and I was just like, this is so bad.
Yes. There is
all over the place. No ingenuity, no originality to it at all.
Yeah, it's the same. If you've ever seen a possession / demonic haunting movie, this is that script. It's identical to 1,000 other movies you ever see. Like I was telling her this just a minute ago when we were talking about doing a review of this. I literally couldn't remember the movie. I was like, what was it? And I had to look it up to remind myself of what it was about.
Well, here's what the summary, the overview says. In 1914, Creswick, a demonic spirit named Nephis surfaced to prey on a family, ending with the death of an innocent young girl. The mysterious events haunted the Midwestern community for years. And this is set in more modern day, I'm guessing. It came out in like 2018, 2017.
Yeah, 17, I think is what they said. Didn't they?
Yeah, so, and it's just like,
18.
I think it's almost like they tried to
made in 17.
Yeah, they tried to do everything that was the cliche demonic possession, and it was muddled to begin with. Like, I was like, what is going on? You know?
Yeah, the doctor part of it? Like there's like this physician. I guess he grew up in that house. Is that what his tie-in to it is?
I guess so. And then they got the daughter. The daughter and her mom move into the house.
Right.
And I guess she starts feeling ill or something like that.
The
they go
daughter.
to the daughter, and I
Right.
guess he had some hand, though. I want to say the doctor had some hand in a prior death that was related to that house or something
Yeah.
of that nature. But like I said, it was so bad.
The acting in it is so one-dimensional.
Like they couldn't act their way out of a paper bag.
Yeah, and it was written. It was written, directed, and produced by the same people.
Wow.
So that makes you think, that's usually not a good sign.
It's almost like a college project
Yeah.
or something like that.
And it's so bad. Like you would, I don't know how non-self-aware you have to be. You know what I'm saying? Like even if they were your friends and you're making a movie, at some point you have to be like, we need a star, like someone who can at least act a little bit.
I don't think there's anyone of any kind of nature.
If you go to IMDb and look up A Demon Within, there's just little gray silhouettes for the actors in it, because none of the actors in this ever went on to do anything else, and they never did anything before it.
Yeah.
So they're not like actors. They're just like, hey, you want to be in a movie, bro? I don't know. Well, I got to go to my parole officer in about 20 minutes. Like, that's good enough.
And in preparation, because he didn't remember when I first said it, other than I don't remember you finishing it. He's like, oh yeah. So we played the trailer, and I said, this is an example of an amazing trailer that shows a lot of potential,
Right.
and then doesn't.
Right. The trailer looked pretty good, honestly, because I was thinking, like, man, I don't remember any of this in the movie. That's because they took like the highlights of every scene and stitched it into a trailer that kind of is cohesive.
Yes.
But when you actually watch the movie, there's like at least 20 minutes where I was like, what are we even doing in this?
Well, who do we blame? Do we blame the person who cut it? Do we blame the person who directed it? I mean,
Well, you would think that the producer and the editor has the final, the blame, basically. When a movie is terrible, you in post, right, when you're doing like the final cut of putting the movie together, you have the chance to go back to the director and be like, do you want to reshoot this scene? The continuity doesn't flow in this. We'd kind of like to make it a little longer so that way it moves into this other scene, right? Like that. None of that in this. They were just like, stop filming, upload it, edit it in. There's no like post-production where they added anything, any.
I don't even remember there being any really great special effects
No.
at this movie at all.
And it's like I said, like there was a couple of scenes like when the girl gets possessed or whatever, and is she under the bed? And then the mom looks and, oh, she's under the bed. We're doing the under the bed thing. Like, are we going to do in the closet thing too? Like, oh my Lord. Like, if she walks down some stairs, I'm out. Like,
Yeah.
that's just
Backwards?
Right. No, like how they grab you from under the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's like movie cliche 101. Like, then they just checked every box going down. I mean, there's no one thing, like I say, there's no one thing that you can point at and be like, well, had they got a better actor, it would have been better.
Yeah.
Right? Because the story's good. It's not. So there's not a good story. It's not good acting. It was filmed using, like, cell phones. The special effects are like Final Edit or Final Cut Pro or whatever that you can download off the internet. None of it is good. There's no good soundtrack. The sound design isn't good. The acting is terrible.
Yeah.
Everything you can point at is bad in this movie. And I felt bad because we didn't do a whole lot of research on these. We just kind of gathered a list of demonic possession movies, found 30 of them, and off we went.
Yeah.
And by and large, these are some good movies on our list. They are some bangers, The Exorcist, and things like that. These are some Conjuring movies are on this list, these are
Insidious. We had hell, The Exorcist. We had 2
Right.
Exorcists on this list.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about, there are some that are royalty,
Yeah.
horror
Oh,
royalty.
yeah.
I was thinking, we normally give it a 1 to 5 rating, but we should start a new one, a 0. A horror turd.
Right. A horrible waste is what this
Horrible
is.
waste of time that don't waste your time.
Yeah, we'll give this
I
one
want
a-
that hour and a half or whatever it was back,
Yeah.
please.
If there was one that was like the dirty toilet or whatever award, this one would get the dirty toilet on our
Dirty toilet. It's a 0 out of 5.
Yeah, it's a 0 out of 5. This movie is avoid at all costs. Like if you work for the NSA and you want a movie to like play in a cell when you're trying to torture somebody, this would be a good one to pick because it has no redeeming qualities at all.
If you're having a bad case of insomnia and you want to watch a boring, horrible movie, turn this on and you might be able to sleep.
Yeah.
Because I literally, though, granted, I had just driven like 500 miles or whatever it was, but I was just like, this is horrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. And like I was saying, there's nothing. There's no redeeming qualities in this. It's another one of those movies where, when you like the one with the party. Remember we watched the one.
Oh yeah, with the different stories and,
Yeah.
and then the Santa with the leather on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the one where they go to the woods in the party.
Oh.
And then they're like doing drugs
Yeah,
and
well-
dancing and modeling everything, and then they're like, oh, by the way, we forgot that we're doing a movie, and this is like that level. Like, the mom and the daughter are nearly identical in age.
Yeah.
They're like almost exactly the same age. And there's this weird kind of thing going on because the mother actor is kind of a beta, and the daughter actor is a little more like an alpha person. So there's a lot of weird dynamic in this where she's like, and you go to your room if you want to. You know what I mean? It's like so weird. And then she's like,
I go to my room.
You got the hots for this doctor. Like, yeah, he's like the same age as all of you. Like, what is even going on?
And what's sad is it ends and they left it open for a sequel.
Which there will be. There will be.
Oh,
Like,
they're gonna milk that thing.
that terrible Santa Claus movie with the dollar store Harley Quinn in it. What was that
yeah.
one? The Nights. The
Nights of Christmas, the night before Christmas.
Nights. It has nights plural. The Nights Before Christmas.
Yeah.
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 They made a sequel to that garbage. If you can possibly, so for a fact they're going to make a sequel to this because this is trash too.
Yeah.
They just stick it in the meat grinder and crank it out. It doesn't matter. It's just awful.
Okay. So we give it a 0.
Yeah, this will be our new 0 award.
It's going to be the spooky turd.
the spooky turd.
It'll be like a ghost turd.
No, it's got a
Like a ghost fart.
You know what we'll do? We'll let you guys come up with.
You
whatever.
guys come up with what you would call a 0 out of 5
Whatever the
movie.
0 out of 5 horror movie thing would be. Yeah, come up with. I say that it's a filthy toilet. It's my. it's absolutely useless. It doesn't serve any purpose. It just exists to waste money.
And what do we rate the new Satanized by Ghost video?
It's Hell's Bells.
Hell's Bells!
I'm so excited for the new album to come out because it's the first song on it is already an earworm.
Yes, it's an earworm. I probably played it like 4 or 5 times on the way home. Reverse. Start again.
It's good. It's really good. So.
And what's really cool about it too, going back to the video, is for those who know about the nameless ghouls, which is what
the
this
ghouls
is,
are in the video this time.
without their helmets and without anything.
Without their outfits.
You gotta
on it.
find them.
So it's pretty cool. Up to this point in Ghost, we switch away from this terrible movie.
Flush it.
Up to this point in the history of Ghost, I think Spillways was the first video that actually had the ghouls in it. Where prior to that, Tobias plays all of the ghouls in the video. So like in Rats, where he's like, the guy's playing the guitar, and then there's a guy playing the keyboard.
And he's dancing and riding a horse.
All that's the same guy. It's all the one person who puts on the ghoul outfit and then plays that part, and then they switch to a different, and he just plays that, and they just had the one guy through the whole thing. And then I believe it was Spillways was the first one that they actually had all of the performers playing their roles. They're still in the main.
I think they're seen though, because I was watching the 20s one last night. I was watching some videos, and they're in the seats with him, but it's not like.
Oh yeah.
But it's more like it's done in
Right.
that highly comic book kind of way. But yeah, it's pretty cool though because they actually appear without their
masks. They're still wearing.
They're dressed
They're
up
in the friar outfits, so they have like the shaved top
And
of
nuns.
their heads and nuns and stuff. Yeah, but it's them. That's the band.
and it was kind of exciting because that's the band. Basically, Tobias is everything. Tobias Forge does everything in the band. He writes it. It's his vision. And the nameless ghouls are nothing more than hired guns that they
they're like session artists,
session or on tour.
Yeah,
and it was nice to see that and the people over the time will start making names for them,
right.
like Phantom and Soto.
In the first iteration, they all had little symbols like on their guitars and stuff.
Right.
So they used to call them by like Alpha and Omega and whatever this emblem on their instrument was. So then those people all went away, and then now there's new people, and then they.
Speaking of which, I saw a thing because there was a transition. Tobias Forge was sued by the people who were playing with it in 2017, and he actually said, "I was outed."
Yeah, so that's what he calls it, because he.
And so he was sued, and he won the lawsuit,
right?
Because they wanted more money, and so he got rid of all those people.
Yeah, he got rid of all.
And he's got this new group,
right?
Which they're fun and all over the place. I mean, they make the concert a lot of fun because if you ever watch the Nameless Ghouls, they're up there with all these kind of crazy antics. One's got something under his guitar that says you suck.
Well, when you don't have to hire a name, right? You hire someone based on their skill, then you can go get whoever you want.
Yeah.
So you can afford to pay a good, really really good guitar player, but they are not famous.
Yeah.
So, it gives them a lot of latitude.
Well, they even said like David Grohl at one point played
drums
on one of it. Yeah. From the Foo
fun.
Fighters and Nirvana. But I am not a Nirvana fan.
No, I kind of like some Nirvana songs, but their whole scene is kind of past me, I think.
Yeah, we were part of the, well, I don't know about you, but I am old enough where hair metal was the big thing.
Yeah.
I mean, my hair never went that high, but man, I was in the leather jacket, the leather fringe boots.
Yeah.
So when grunge came in, I was not a happy camper because it was pushing out all of my hair metal bands.
Yeah.
So I did wear some flannel.
Right, everybody did.
Everybody eventually gave, but yeah, Nirvana, I don't want to. They got under my skin.
Yeah.
Kind of like Pearl Jam too. I'm sorry.
I can't stand Pearl Jam.
Can't stand Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
Okay, reel it back.
Yeah, so we thought we would talk about our favorite band and then in this video because this movie was so terrible.
I didn't know if we'd have enough content. I said it probably 3 minutes of content unless I let Bob roast them, and then it's probably 10.
Yeah.
Because Bob is a roaster.
Yeah, this movie is not good. And Justin LaRue and Ayush Banker that directed this, they should get a bill.
Zero.
From everybody.
They can eat a stinky turd.
Everybody who watches it should get like a what do you call it? Like a rebate. A rebate check. Like
I want a refund.
It was on streaming. You didn't pay anything for it, but
I sat through those commercials.
Yeah, it was.
Because I want to say it was a Tubi.
Yeah.
And if anything, I found out movies that show up on Tubi or Freevee.
Yeah, well,
for the most part.
They have stuff.
And you got to sit through commercials.
Yeah, and it's not HD either.
No.
It's always like 720.
So, anyways. Okay. So I guess I don't know if we have any movies coming up or new movies coming up.
I don't remember if we saw anything.
There's some stuff coming up. We got a lot of them were the same trailers, I think, that we had saw. So we'll probably do whatever comes to mind.
Yeah,
we want to talk about a video that's a haunted, or not a haunted, but like a horror video from a band named Ghost. We're going to do it because we can do whatever we want.
Yeah, this is our channel. We can do whatever we want.
I'm sassy.
You guys watch us, so.
We love you guys.
We do appreciate it.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have discussions with people about something that we care about, movies.
Yeah.
Especially horror movies.
Yeah, growing up, that was my favorite thing to do. Back when it was like 75 cents to go see a matinee.
Yeah.
Yeah, go down and watch it. Yeah, lots of fun. Okay,
All right.
and we'll see you next time on the Midnight Matinee.
Here's Todd.
You've been watching the Midnight Matinee, brought to you by the Veritas Project. So when the clock strikes 12, grab your tickets for the next episode of the Midnight Matinee.